Welcome, everybody. I was going to do a stream to talk about the Iran downing a plane, and I am going to get to that, but also Donald Trump is holding one of these absolutely unhinged MAGA rallies. I've heard that he is particularly unhinged in this one, so let's take a listen to it. Welcome, everybody. We've got a lot of different things to discuss, and we will get to them, but I don't want to miss a second of this idiocy. This being billed, I guess, as the first something rally of some kind. Who even knows at this point in time? But let's take a listen to what Donald Trump is saying. This is in Ohio.
Workers and U.S. workers ended the day I took the oath of office, and you see that because you're setting records. I immediately canceled the Obama administration's job-killing catastrophe, which would have dealt a death blow to the United States auto industry, the Trans-Pacific Partnership. It was a disaster. That was going to be worse than NAFTA. NAFTA, I always say the worst deal. I think that would have been worse. It would have taken the car industry, it would have taken many of your industries. That was a setup for the United States to get fleeced. The USMCA will save the American auto industry and create over 100,000 new auto jobs, and our factories will not be closing and moving to other faraway lands. We'll keep them right here if that's okay.
None of this stuff is true. At what point do the same tired talking points no longer work? I guess on his audience, they keep working.
Oh, the home of Jeep. How good is Jeep?
Jeep.
And I've taken the toughest ever action against China's chronic trade abuses, including tariffs on $370 billion worth of Chinese-made goods, bringing billions and billions of dollars into our treasury. And I gave some of that money because they were targeted to our farmers, and our farmers did just fine. And now
that's very, very much untrue.
And the other deals are done, and the farmers are doing very well. We love our farmers. And they never complain.
None of that is true.
You know, when they'd go, the fake news back there, they'd go and they'd talk to the farmers. What do you think of President Trump? China is deciding not to buy anymore. And this, he said, you know what the farmers would say? We're going to have to suffer for a while because China and these other nations.
Wait, so the farmers are fine or the farmers are okay suffering? He's already contradicted himself.
We're with the president. How great are they? How great are they?
What?
But our strong action paid off, and we'll sign that terrific and fully enforceable Phase 1 trade deal with China. And again, we're keeping the tariffs on because we'll use that for another one.
New report from Trump's own Fed says 100% of the tariffs have been borne by Americans.
And they put a lot of money into the pot. We're not paying for it. And now they're starting to say, I guess he was right. And our trade deficit, as a result, has come substantially down. It was just in the papers today.
I don't know why the volume just went down. I've got it maxed.
As a result of our actions, steel mills all across Ohio, you know this better than I do, are roaring back to life. JSW Steel is investing $500 million in Mingo Junction. Republic Steel is reopening the Lorraine Mill that they idled in 2016. Charter Steel is building a $150 million...
I know it's Ohio, but they're supposed to shuffle in a black guy right here. It's not supposed to be, you know, looks like a cornbread white boy.
Marion, Ohio. Think of that. Think of that. The steel industry was dead, and now it's vibrant. All told, American steel companies are currently making $13 billion worth of new investments all across our nation. Think of that. They weren't investing 10 cents.
This guy knows about economics right here.
Vibrant. After years of rebuilding other nations, we are finally rebuilding our nation. We are finally putting America first.
There it is again.
But while we are creating jobs and killing terrorists, the Washington Democrats are wasting America's time with demented hoaxes and crazy witch hunts. Think of it. From the day I came down that escalator, it started.
This is actually pretty funny.
This stuff, right? Do I get some credit for that? Most guys would have been in a corner with their thumb in their mouth saying, "Mommy, mommy, take me home." These are bad people. The Democrat politicians we're fighting today are the same ones who took a sledgehammer to Ohio jobs and factories. They destroyed your factories, they destroyed your jobs.
No, that was you.
But they're losing and we're winning, and America's comeback continues full speed ahead.
What list of drugs do you guys think Trump is on right now? Or coming down from?
On no issue have Democrat politicians more thoroughly betrayed the American people than the issue of illegal immigration. Far-left radical politicians support deadly sanctuary cities, demonstrating their contempt, scorn, and disdain for everyday Americans and the American family. These jurisdictions release dangerous, violent criminal aliens out of their jails
Sudafed's the
and directly
consensus.
onto your streets, where they are free to rob, attack, and kill American citizens. But we stop it.
There's one particular thing, I kind of did it there, where when Trump seems to be having a problem, where his tongue kind of like gets in the way of his lips. It's hard to describe. I'm going to be watching for it.
Come on in. Innocent Americans are being brutalized and murdered by illegal alien criminals.
Oh, here we go.
As just one example right here in Ohio, you all know about it. An illegal alien went on a deadly crime spree, attempting to rape a 14-year-old girl, then raping and murdering a 60-year-old woman, then shooting another woman who took...
This guy finds this story super funny.
...through the park and was walking with her children. And finally, the police came. We love our police. And they were able to apprehend this terrible criminal. Thanks
What's
to
this
Democrat
kid's future like,
policies,
right?
MS-13 gang members, they're the worst. We're allowed to infiltrate the country. You know, I called them animals, and Nancy Pelosi said they're not animals, they're human beings. Take a look at what's happening to her district. Her district is one of the most disgusting, dirtiest. It used to be one of the best in the country.
That's blatant
Now
racism.
it's
I mean,
a
this is
disgrace
sickening.
what's happened. Drug needles all over the place. The homeless that they're not taking care of. Tents down major thoroughfares. What happened to San Francisco, and in particular, her district, as she lives in this beautiful house.
Right.
But they terrorize our citizens, including...
This can only work in front of like the absolute dumbest crowd. I'm seeing a whole bunch of questions coming in. Clearly, people have a lot on their minds. So we'll continue to check in on this. But I do want to answer some of the things that are coming in. Andy Rue, checking in from Australia, says, "Hey David, lots of conservative commentary about the last 40 years of Iranian history. Can you remind us about 1953 and any relevance it might have to the current relationship?" Yeah, we're actually going to talk about this on tomorrow's show. Listen, past relationships are relevant, but they just want to excuse Trump's behavior and defend it, and it's falling flat. Also, via Super Chat, a lot of people saying Trump is on benzos, which is interesting. Tony Izzo asks if I think Trump even believes anything he says. I do think so. I think there's a malignancy, and Donald Trump does believe it. Also, Andrew Dwyer says the bottom kid has a future at the Heritage Foundation. Well, that could be a good job. Let's not make fun of kids. Waiting to Fade said, "What exactly are Democrats supposed to have done to ruin farms?" Yeah, Trump knows he's ruined the farms, and he's of course just insisting that it's actually Democrats that have ruined the farms. Doesn't make any sense. Over on Twitch, and then we'll go back to this. Say he, with their Twitch Prime subscription, says, "Hey David, do you think the Iran situation was successfully de-escalated, or is it just the beginning?" I think that this is a temporary de-escalation, but I do think that if things don't improve for Trump, he's going to be very interested in getting back to action there. Is there a protester now?
Don't forget, these people here, unlike you up there, these people have been waiting for 3 days, so they're going to be, I don't know. You know what? If I had to wait 3 days, I think I like your seat better. Okay? I like your seat better. But Democrats stand for crime, corruption, and chaos.
Yeah, again, these talking points really only work on very, very ignorant people. Democrats are the party of crime. They go around wanting more crime. Thanks to Shoe322 for signing up with Twitch Prime, as well as Soli95 for signing up with Twitch Prime. Folks asking about phone calls. Phone calls are a maybe. Do we know how long? I mean, this is not like Fidel Castro, right? This is not going to go 4 hours, I take it. It's been going on. Pence spoke. Looks like Trump's been on Trump's been on 1 hour and 7 minutes already. Yeah, I would consider taking some phone calls. We do have one new member. Oh dear, how am I going to pronounce this? Danushka Jayasinghe. I hope I pronounced that correctly. We do have one new member. If we do get 15, I will open up the phone lines for a little bit if people are interested in that. But a lot of concerns about this Donald Trump rally. And then I do also have the Justin Trudeau video. I want to talk about the plane, but people were texting me saying Trump is extra whacked today. So I do want to keep listening here and there.
The other one, beauty. How about the lottery? It's called Visa Lottery. How about this? They put their hand. These people are going to America. Bomb. I will not use names because I'll be accused of something if I do.
What?
But from Honduras, Guatemala, El Salvador, we have. He's goes poor. Only in Ohio could that happen. Who is the man that did that, bro? Who is that guy? So anyway, but
wow.
In Honduras and Guatemala, they have like this lottery. Now, the people, I've gotten to know the government officials, they're good. We made some good things.
I don't know, guys. He's making a lot of sense.
Their people back. They wouldn't take them back. They'd send them here. They go into our country. We'd bring them back under past administrations. And then after that, they'd say, we're not taking them back. We're not taking them back. Take them the hell out of here. We're not letting you land your plane.
Crystal clear.
So we have a government flying a plane all trying to get a couple of prisoners, bad people back. Now they take them back. You know why? Because I said, look, if you don't take them back, we're going to put tariffs on every single thing that you sell. Now they say, we would love to take them back. We would love to take them back.
Notice increasingly sweaty.
Gladly, sir. No, they couldn't get them back. We'd take over these absolute...
Guys, how do you not understand what he's talking about? That people have a lottery in Guatemala and they put a plane up and then they send them back. I mean, how does nobody understand this policy?
They've been great, actually. They've been really good. And we paid them a lot of money. We paid them $500 million a year. Can you believe we paid them $500 million, the three of them, El Salvador included. And I said, look, we're not going to pay you any money anymore because you're not treating us right. And they've been great. They've been great.
Okay, in the chat, what percentage of the audience do you think knows what Trump is talking about right now? Like, actually knows?
You read it today in the newspapers. In the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals, we won the big
2%. Yeah.
lawsuit where they were all
Zero.
The wall is being built. We built.
I mean, that's a lie. It's just a lie.
We've built already a tremendous amount. But
That's just not true.
We're releasing $4 billion of military construction funds to build the biggest section of the wall. It's literally being signed now. It'll be under construction very
Literally.
shortly, in a couple of weeks. And we've already built over 100 miles of wall. How about that? 100 miles.
These are lies.
And by the end of next year, we're going to have a lot of the wall built, and it's already having a big impact. How about the Democrats? Walls don't work. We want technology. I said, what are you going to do? They want drones. Oh, good.
Flawed Spirit is checking in from Canada, says, greetings from Canada, love your show, rest in peace to 63 of my countrymen and to all the others. Yeah, let's just very briefly break from Trump's nonsense just for a second, and let's listen to what Justin Trudeau had to say today about the what they now believe was Iran unintentionally downing a Ukrainian airliner and killing everybody on board.
We have intelligence from multiple sources, including our allies and our own intelligence. The evidence indicates that the plane was shot down by an Iranian surface-to-air missile. This may well have been unintentional. This new information reinforces the need for a thorough investigation into this matter. It is now more important than ever that we know exactly how such a tragedy could have happened. The families of the victims and all Canadians want answers. I want answers. That means closure, transparency, accountability, and justice. And this government will not rest until we get that. I think there were many reasons why Canada has significant issues with Iran and has for a number of years. But in this situation, it is clear that we are coming together in the wake of a terrible tragedy that has befallen Canadians. It has befallen many Iranian citizens as well.
Really has a way with words that Trump doesn't. So that's the latest with the Iran airplane, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later. Thanks to Walk Not Talk for subscribing on Twitch. Really appreciate that. Consider this an invitation if you are watching on Twitch right now to re-up your Twitch Prime subscription. Let's keep listening to the Mango Menace.
Talib, isn't she a nice woman? Talib. Why?
This causes death threats, what he's doing right now.
They're the leaders of the party. They're really, in my opinion, the leaders. That's what happened. That's how they got into this impeachment hoax. The leaders of the party are this AOC, Talib.
This AOC.
Omar. And Pelosi meets him and she shakes and quivers and she's very scared. But you know who the leader of your party is? All of you. You're the leader of your party. But the Democrats are pushing a socialist takeover of health care.
That's very
that
untrue.
Would strip 180 million Americans.
The unfortunate thing about the socialist talking point, I actually have a big segment planned for tomorrow's show on this. The big problem with the socialist talking point is that even people on the left are confused about what is socialism, what is communism. Remember, social democracy is a form of capitalism. And it continues to be effective because nobody knows what the hell socialism is, apparently.
It doesn't help me to do it a year and a half before the election. That's why, like with the Green New Deal, okay, I want to say great things about it. Okay, I don't want to knock it, and then they say we're not going to use that.
They soy.
When they say no longer can you fly airplanes, no longer can you have any cows in the pasture.
Yeah, bogus.
Right? No longer can we do anything. We can't do anything anymore. No, the Green New Deal, I love it. I think it's great. It should be debated. It should be debated. So what
nobody clapping for that, notice.
Very seriously, we're going to not talk badly about them. We're going to say, the Greens, they asked me about it the other day. A gentleman just asked me about it backstage. I said, no, it's something that has to be considered. Then about 2 weeks before the election, I'll let you know the facts. Because this doesn't matter. We're too far ahead of the election. The Green New Deal. That's a beauty.
Uh-oh, something's happening here. What's going on? This guy is being told something. People see what's going on. This guy appeared and is now admonishing this. Some kind of drama is going on. The guy has apparently agreed. He's acquiescing to whatever he was told. What do people think that guy was doing wrong that caused that to happen?
He believes that he's been around for 20 years in Congress. I've seen him. I know him a little bit. And he's acting like he actually believes it.
Gum chewing, maybe?
Just take our time, and we're going to relax. And about
he was texting. Was he texting? Oh, he yelled a racial slur. Okay.
You're going to hear the real facts. But I'm tired of talking them out of things 10 months before the election. Bernie Sanders' health care plan would cost over $32 trillion a year. That's more money than we make in 5 years. That's more money than we'll ever make.
What?
He is indeed crazy. No.
He's crazy.
Let me take that back.
Yeah.
No, it's a great plan that we have to consider strongly. We have to consider his plan strongly. Now, see, I'll tell you what the fake news will do.
Yes.
They'll take my last words. It's a great plan. We have to consider it strongly. They'll cut everything out in the front, and they'll say, Donald Trump is in favor of Bernie Sanders' Green New Deal.
This is actually pretty funny. I've got a few super chats too. Okay, so let me get caught up because I'm missing so many things. The only one says via super chat, shout out to Sean Ranklin. Okay, good, very good. Shout out to Sean Ranklin. Gregory Shavers Jr. says Detroit supports Tlaib, Trump and his lies, LOL. And other super chats there. I'm trying to keep up, but they are flying by. Over on Twitch, Hodizzle77 has subscribed with Twitch Prime. Very much appreciate that. Let me also say thanks to Jacob Scherzer. Jacob Scherzer is the second new member of the evening. This really is. I mean, these are the rantings of a madman. And I've never really watched a full one of these rallies. I feel like this person's brain is mush. Let's see what's going on now.
Radical Democrats are now the party of high taxes, high crime, open borders, late-term abortion, socialism, and blatant corruption.
Yes, Democrats are going around asking for socialism and late-term abortions.
American family and the party of the American dream. We still have that American dream.
You know what?
Today,
I do think whoever said that the reason this guy was spoken to is that he had his head buried in his phone. Someone came over to him, and now he's clapping over his head. I think he was told, if you want to be on stage, you've got to look more like you're enjoying this insanity.
Supreme Court judges. Think of that, 187 federal and Court of Appeals judges. Think of that. Thank you, President Obama. He gave us 142 judges. Thank you. Thank you very much, President Obama.
This guy was unsure about clapping there.
It's a record, and we will appoint many more. But first day I had 142 judges. 142. I said, how many do we have? Sir, you have 142. I said, you got to be kidding. I thought it'd say maybe none, maybe one, but certainly no more than one. They're like gold. They said, no, sir, you have 142. I said, you got to be kidding. How did this happen? President Obama.
Producer Pat's texting me saying, turn up Trump's audio. It's all the way up, guys. I've got it maxed out.
Mitch helped a lot. He helped a lot. Wasn't so easy. Mitch McConnell. We're aggressively combating the opioid epidemic, and it's bad. In 2018,
I do want to tweet something, though.
Deaths in Ohio fell by, listen to this, 22%. It's not good enough, but 22. Opioid. And as we continue rebuilding our military, we have restarted the legendary Army tank factory in Lima. And we've authorized 441 new Stryker fighting combat vehicles and 453 new Abrams tanks to be built in the Buckeye State. That's a lot of tanks.
Yeah. It's interesting when he looks over to the side, his neck, it's like, it seems extremely uncomfortable.
In Lima. And I said, what's going on? They're closing it. I said, oh, they are? Well, you know, they're closing everything. When I came in, they wanted to close everything. So I was president-elect, I think, right around that time. And I went to Lima. I went through the factory where they make these trucks to plant. And they make the tanks, and they make all of these armored vehicles. And I said, these people are amazing. You could never close this. You could never reopen it again. They've been doing this for many, many decades. And this factory was incredible. And I looked at the tanks they're making. They're the best in the world, right? The Abrams.
Few other super chats. Final Fantasy Draft says, unban Rock Lee. He is a David Pakman Show member. # misunderstanding. I don't know a thing about it, but moderators on YouTube, feel free to unban Rock Lee if you're able to. Otherwise, I don't know what the hell's going on. Anthony Lozego says, can you reiterate why we're watching this? You know, that's a good question. I wish I knew the answer. Because I dropped in and thought I clicked on Fox News. I'm wondering if this is live. It is live. Can you poll update people as this unfolds to make aware? There are some very interesting polls. Let me pull them up while we listen to Trump. There's some very interesting polling going on.
I went through that plant. I spent 2-3 hours talking to the people that work there. I looked at some of that hydraulic, and I love the whole thing, the world of tractors and all of that stuff. I know a lot about it. And I looked at the carvings, I looked at the metal, I looked at how perfect everything was, the turrets, the round, how perfect it fit. They put it on, it would fit like within 1/100th of an inch. And I said, you're not gonna be able to do this anyplace else. I said, and we're gonna be expanding our military, we're gonna be rebuilding. Who the hell's gonna make our tanks if you close it? I said, keep it open. It was all closed. Anybody from Lima? Is that a true story? All right? Right? It was closed. They announced it was closed. It was all set to close. I said, you can't close this plant. And now look, the numbers I just gave you, we're making almost 500 tanks.
Yeah, Lima 500, that seems to be the thing. The Only One says, one more thing, big ups Liquid Richard, and shout out to my boy Carlito, and keep up the great work, David. My pleasure. Adam Waddington says, once Trump is out of office, could he be prosecuted for crimes committed while president or those committed prior, which surfaced while he was in office? Yes, he could. Anthony Lozago says, as an Ohioan, I am retching over this. It's sad. You know, when I see the degree to which these ignorant people are just eating this up, I mean, this kid, is this a form of child abuse to have this kid at a MAGA rally? Is it a form of child abuse? I'm just asking the question. Lance Smith says, is free college for children from K through 12th grade considered socialism, according to these people? If single-payer healthcare is socialism, free K through 12 is in a sense also socialism. Magola99 asks if I watched Trump Sounds Like Jim Jones Part 4. I have not. And Shane Babka says, looks like we avoided war for the time being. Yes, for the time being. Let me say thanks over on Twitch. Oh, I have things popping up. This is weird. I have things happening on Twitch I'm not familiar with. I have like a level 2 hype train. I don't even know what this stuff means. Available rewards. I have no clue what this stuff means, but it's very interesting. In any case, thanks to Umi for subscribing on Twitch, and Ryan FX for subscribing with Prime, as well as Dowsy. And I already thanked Hodizzle. If anybody knows, it says I'm at 50% to level 2 hype train. Can someone tell me what that is? I have 3 minutes with 50% on level 2 hype train on Twitch. No clue what that means.
Better than anybody else in America. A lot of crooked people. Disgusting crooked people. With your help, we will lift millions more of our citizens from welfare to work, dependence to independence, and poverty to prosperity. Together, we will elect a Republican Congress to create a fair, safe, sane, and lawful system of immigration. We will enact trade deals that result in more products. Proudly stand
products.
With that.
He's going into the schlittering part of the speech.
USA. We will achieve new breakthroughs in science and medicine, finding new cures for childhood cancer, and ending the AIDS epidemic.
Oh yeah, Trump is now taking credit for a decreased cancer death rate, and it's like that's just been the case since we started treating cancer. We are at 100% level 2 hype train. On Twitch, I have no clue what it means, and if you're on YouTube, you definitely don't care, but we've just gotten to level 2 of hype. I don't know what it is. If there is a level 3, let's get to it.
Religious liberty and the right to keep and bear arms.
Oh dear.
And above all, we will never stop fighting for the sacred values that bind us together as one big, beautiful America.
It's got to be getting ready to wrap,
we
right?
We support, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
Emoluments.
We stand with the incredible heroes of law enforcement. We believe in the dignity of work and the sanctity of life. We believe that faith and family, not government and bureaucracy, are the true American way. We believe that children should be taught to love our country, honor our history, and to always respect our great American flag.
This is the slurring part. Hopefully he will God bless the United States of America.
By the words of our national motto, In God we trust. We stand on the shoulders of generations of Ohio patriots who gave their blood, sweat, and tears for this beloved nation. From Cleveland to Cincinnati, from Dublin to Dayton, and from Columbus to Toledo, this state is the home of proud families and farmers and miners and manufacturers and aviators and astronauts.
Astronauts. Hopefully he says Jerusalem again. That's my favorite city.
Ohio is where the Wright brothers invented the airplane and where Annie Oakley got her gun. Ohio is the state that gave us American legends and American heroes like Thomas Edison, Neil Armstrong, and the great John Glenn.
Armstrong. Madison 2019 says via Super Chat, there are so many people who claim to be lifelong Democrats and only started voting Republican after Obama, black, became president. Anthony Lozago says, first sign of old age is no clue. Unless you're Trump, then no clue means nothing, literally, so to speak. Kaylee is asking, is Trump in Ohio? He is indeed. Kaylee says, I'm in Ohio and living in a poor rural area. I'm surrounded by Trump supporters. It blows my mind. Gregory Shavers Jr. says, I'm sorry, David. I must admit it's a guilty pleasure of mine watching a Trump rally. 45 is very entertaining. I admit this is extremely entertaining in a America's going down in flames sort of way. Caleb Hall says, at work in Youngstown, Ohio right now. Few Trumpists here. If you're bored of Trump's rally, go watch my Trump parody and come back to David's stream. Let me say thanks to Kathleen Parker, by the way, also for signing up at joinpacman.com.
One people, one family, and one glorious nation under God. America is thriving like never before. And ladies and gentlemen of Ohio, the best is yet to come.
Yikes.
Because together, we will make America wealthy again. We will make America strong again.
Oh boy.
We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again.
It looks like the teeth are coming off.
America great again. Thank you, Toledo. Thank you.
Wow. Oh dear. All right, let's turn this down before I get copyright strikes for the music. So Trump pointing at people. This is actually my favorite moment where, is there a single black person on stage? There normally the token black guy over Trump's left shoulder wasn't there this time. A lot of MAGA hats, a lot of red hats. Is Trump wearing a hat? I can't tell. Yep. That's the move. Dear God. Wow. So that is over. And it was absolutely and completely brutal. I mean, just brutal attack on the English language being carried out there. Okay, so if you're still here, if you survive that, we are going to get over to the Iran plane stuff. And I mean, there's just so much craziness going on. Let's see here. I'm still trying to figure out over on Twitch what's going on with this various hype train thing. We had a hype train with 9 subs and 944 bits. Emotes are being delivered to supporters. I have no idea whatsoever what is going on. But did we not get to hype train level 3? Is that what happened? I just wish I understood what was going on. I just don't know. I got a level 2 hype thing, and yeah, nobody knows. Okay, well, in any case, no idea what's going on. I am not a baby boomer, by the way. I am a millennial for people who are asking. We're going to, do we want to go? We already did the video of Justin Trudeau. I have a bunch of voicemails that I was going to play for people as well. Ian Jones says via Super Chat, Ohio also gave us Trent Reznor, but he's a radical against the system, so of course he doesn't get mentioned. Oh no, Donald Trump, I'm sure, has no idea who Trent Reznor is. Also, thanks to Kimberly Gonaga for the super chat. Rock Lee says, why do Yangers defend Yang at all costs on Medicare for all? Yeah, Andrew Yang at this point, I think we can safely say, is not for Medicare for all. He put out the plan, and the plan is simply not Medicare for all. Okay, let's go through the article about the Iran airplane downing. And I see the super chats continuing to come in. I see that Smutty Swims subscribed on Twitch, as well as Tortel Rhino and Party Politics and Scrivnavox and Techno No-Go, Realist Felix, If It Fits, Legixon, Brett, Coffee Mikado, and Dan of Earth, who says, Hype Train is a new feature. If people keep subscribing, donating, and cheering, the countdown continues the train. If not, it starts over. Okay, very good. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says intelligence now indicates the Ukrainian passenger aircraft that crashed outside of Tehran on Wednesday, killing everyone on board, including 138 people destined for Canada, was shot down by an Iranian missile. Of the 176 victims killed, 63 were Canadian citizens and included entire families, academics, students, and newlyweds. Trudeau said intelligence and evidence started coming in overnight, suggesting the aircraft was likely brought down by a surface-to-air strike, but wouldn't offer further details. The Prime Minister's comments came after reports of the U.S. said it's highly likely that an Iranian anti-aircraft missile inadvertently brought down Ukraine International Airlines flight PS-752. Iranian officials have denied it. Scientifically, it is impossible that a missile hit the Ukrainian plane, and such rumors are illogical, according to Ali Abedzadeh, the head of Iran's civil aviation organization. The crash happened hours after Iran launched a ballistic missile attack on Iraqi bases housing U.S. soldiers in response to the president's targeted killing of Iranian military commander Qasem Soleimani. When asked if the U.S. airstrike was in part to blame for the crash, Trudeau said only that Canada needs a thorough investigation. Yeah, the idea there is Iran launched missiles because Trump murdered Soleimani, so in some way Trump can be blamed for the downing of the airplane. I actually saw some people yesterday tweeting that they believed the U.S. had shot down the plane, which doesn't make any sense to me. I don't even know where people got that idea to begin with. Sort of odd. But we will see what ultimately comes of this. I don't know that we have more information, although let's listen to the Justin Trudeau segment once again. Hopefully the audio better on this clip.
There have been important developments regarding the potential causes of this deadly crash, developments of which Canadians should be made aware. The news will undoubtedly come as a further shock to the families who are already grieving in the face of this unspeakable tragedy. We have intelligence from multiple sources, including our allies and our own intelligence. The evidence indicates that the plane was shot down by an Iranian surface-to-air missile. This may well have been unintentional. This new information reinforces the need for a thorough investigation into this matter. Canada is working with its allies to ensure that a thorough and credible investigation is conducted to determine the causes of this fatal crash.
Extremely disturbing, and hopefully at some point we will know the full explanation. A few super chats coming in. Sammy Ali Aragon says, your $1,000 UBI can get you half an ambulance ride. I thought ambulance rides were $750, or maybe that's what you have to pay insurance. Kevin Chong says, keep up the good work, David and folks behind the screen. Thank you so much. Philip Naumann says, when is the Beta Men album getting dropped? Oh, you mean Children of the Lie with I would be playing drums, Anthony Mellon Fantano would be on bass, Stephen Destiny Bonnell II would be on keys, and we would hopefully have Sam Cedar on vocals. But right now, we are still in pre-production, let me put it that way. Professor Swagamuffin says, what's your favorite political book as of lately? I don't read any modern political books ever. I read older stuff or science books. I'm trying to think what I'm reading right now. I just read The Inner Game of Tennis. I don't play tennis, but it was recommended to me as a business book, and it was pretty good. It's a quick read. Kelly D says, he has only shown that the United States has an alarming number of uneducated people. Make America smart again. Yeah, that would be a better slogan. And Anthony Lozago says, Yang is abstracting. That's a non-starter with people that don't or can't think, Rock Lee. People arguing with each other in Super Chat, which is interesting. Let me say thank you over on Twitch to GhostKilla06 for subscribing with Twitch Prime. Very much appreciate that. Let's see. I want to talk about some of the new polling. It turns out that Tom Steyer has bought his way. I read all the way up to 15% in South Carolina. Let's take a look at this. Political activist Tom Steyer will be on the Democratic primary stage Tuesday, barely making the cut after surging in Toonie polls released Thursday evening. Former VP Joe Biden is leading in Nevada at 23, according to Fox News. Bernie at 17. Steyer and Warren tied at 12. Tom Steyer at 12. That is absolutely insane. Pete Buttigieg, the former South Bend, Indiana mayor, trailing at 6%, followed by entrepreneur Andrew Yang. Now, where is the South Carolina? Here it is. In a separate Fox poll, in South Carolina, Biden again led the pack with 36% support. Steyer is in second place with 15%, followed by Sanders 14 and Warren at 10. Now, I don't think that is yet on the South Carolina page. Oh, there it is. It seems to have just been updated. There it is, Tom Steyer. So Biden 36, Bernie 14, Warren 10, Steyer 15. If you look at, let me see if I can find ad spending by Democratic candidate. He is spending just like an ungodly amount. Let's take a look here. I guess you can buy your way into like 15%. I guess that's as far as it goes. Steyer, who is buying ads? Steyer, this is not like the cleanest way to look at this. I wanted to look at total spend. Explore all ads. Let's see. Tom Steyer, all places. Found 32 ads, estimated $78 million. That's got to be outdated. Let's see what they have Bloomberg at here. 110. Yeah, these numbers are old. Actually, I think it's possible that Kyle Kalinske tweeted me. Let's see. I tweeted, how does Tom Steyer have 5%? Here it is. Okay. Kyle tweeted me this. Total TV ad spend by 2020 candidates. Bloomberg 153 million, Steyer 116 million, 10 times the following candidate, which is Bernie Sanders with 11. It's stunning. You can sort of buy your way into the race, apparently. And Tom Steyer is doing exactly that. So incredible numbers. Oh, somebody's saying that these numbers are quarterly. I thought that this was total, honestly. I don't even really know. Lieutenant Colonel Alan West, Democrat Socialist Party. What on earth is this? Let's just take a look at this.
Greetings. This is Lieutenant Colonel Alan West. The attacks on President Trump by the Democrat Socialist Party.
Now I understand.
Media are undermining his presidency and the future of our country. They must be stopped. We need to put an end to these attacks and show that we support President Trump all the way through 2020. And it starts with your phone call. We must show that we have the president.
Hey, let's call that number. Let's see what that pledge your support for President Trump's reelection in 2020. Let's call that number and see what happens. Like, does somebody pick up? 7730. Actually, before I do this, does anybody know what will happen? And I should have a plan for what happens if they pick up. It will be a real human, you think? I'm just curious where that goes. Maybe I'll call and insist on speaking to Alan West. Is that an idea? It's automated. Let's see. Let's take a listen.
Thank you for calling to pledge your support for President Trump against the relentless attacks from liberal Democrats and dishonest media. Please press 1 now to pledge your support for President Trump. Again, press 1.
Let's see.
Thank you. Before we complete your pledge, please listen to a very important message from Lieutenant Colonel Alan West.
Greetings. This is Lieutenant Colonel Alan West. President Trump's America First agenda is working. Our economy is booming, and President Trump is making good on his promises. But the progressive socialist left are out to change everything in 2020. The stakes have never been higher. Nancy Pelosi and the forceful progressive socialists and her party are continuing their pursuit of impeachment. It is tearing this country apart and putting a cloud over the Trump presidency.
Brainwashing.
I joined the committee to defend the president because we must stand with President Trump and support his America First agenda. I need you to join me in our commitment to counter the well-funded socialist.
Can you even give money?
To destroy President Trump and his agenda. We urgently need help from supporters like you. Can we count on you to make a contribution to help us support President Trump and his agenda? If you're willing to make a contribution, please press 1 now.
Let's keep it going. Let's see.
Calls may be monitored or recorded to provide you with a quality experience.
Thank you for calling Committee to Defend the Hello, thank you for calling Committee to Defend the President. As you know, Democrats have impeached our president, and Committee to Defend the President is one of President Trump's biggest allies. We need to keep our ads on the air to show our support for the president now more than ever. Can we count on you to help us with a gift of $100 or $200? And for a limited time, we can send you out our Trump 2020 bumper sticker.
What color is that bumper sticker, young lady?
I'm not sure.
'Cause my car is black.
Okay.
Is this Alan West?
My name's Nikisha Steller.
I was calling because Alan West talked about the Democrat Socialist Party.
Okay.
Is this the right place?
Were you calling to support President Trump today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Could we count on you for $100 or $200 today?
Absolutely.
Okay. Was that for 100 or 200, sir?
100.
Thank you so much for that support. We are processing our gifts on credit cards today. Which card would you like to use?
Anyone you got available, my friend.
I don't have a card on file for you.
Oh, no, I mean the card.
I'm sorry?
That bumper sticker?
I'm not sure what you're saying.
This comes with the bumper sticker?
Yes, but for the contribution, you will receive our Trump 2020 bumper sticker.
Is that vinyl or rubber?
I don't know.
Could we find out?
1 second, sir.
Thank you. $100 bumper sticker. Ah, she hung up. Okay, good. I wanted to see how far it could go. Like at a certain point, you'd think they would just hang up on me. Okay, so anyway, that was a brief diversion. She didn't know what the bumper sticker was made of, which is fine. But I didn't even know. I mean, it's shocking that Alan West is still even allowed to endorse anybody. That's really crazy. Okay, let me get to some of the super chats. Actually, let me thank some people first. So Christy Jones has just signed up at joinpacman.com and is new member number 4 of the evening. I will open the phone lines if we get to 15 new members at joinpacman.com. We have some extremely explosive coupon codes at joinpacman.com. The big one is 2020 now. I recommend yearly at joinpacman.com. You hit the sign up button and then you type in 2020 now. That'll drop the $60 membership to 2020. And if we get 11 more members, I will open up the phone lines. But in the meantime, there are a few voicemails I wanted to play. Oh, and super chats. If you do have questions for me, feel free to send them in via super chat. And they are scrolling by so quickly, I feel like I'm losing all of them. Ron says, Alan West hasn't been in the Army since 2003. He still calls himself Lieutenant Colonel. What a loser. Listen, I believe that he's entitled to that title. Peasant Media says, how do you feel about a Sanders-Gabbard ticket? I am against it. I would be fine with Bernie, but I would be much more into like Bernie Warren, for example, or, almost anything else. Let's take a listen to some of the voicemails. Thanks to Tylen for subscribing with Twitch Prime, as well as Democracy Deeg. Very much appreciate it. If you're watching over on Twitch, please consider this an invitation to subscribe with Twitch Prime or re-up with Twitch Prime. Let's see. The voicemail line is going crazy. The phone lines are not open right now, but there are some voicemails. I saw some interesting callers come up. Let's see what is on people's minds. Ruth called in. Let's see what Ruth had to say.
Yes. Hi, David. My name is Ruth Sheridan, and I was wondering why we can't 5150 Trump, as you say in Hannity.
Yeah, Ruth actually got on live with me and asked me that exact same question the other day. Let's see. Other voicemails coming in. Feel like someone's tapping out a message the way intelligence officers sometimes do. I think this is Morse code. Oh, really? Okay, somebody better call the police then, because that does not sound good. Let's see who else called in. There's a 5-minute voicemail. I'm sort of scared. Should I even do I even get involved in that? A 5-minute voicemail? I imagine that that's not good. Do people want the 5-minute voicemail? I mean, it could be just dead air. People are curious. All right, let's see.
Hi, David. I had tried to get through on the live show, but I didn't make it. Number one, on television, I mean, I watch different shows and a lot of YouTube commentators. An example, Colbert Show. He's very.
I'm curious about where this is going to go.
But when the comments are, most powerful man on earth, nobody can stop him. What the hell? We have a president, and we have Senate and Congress.
Okay, so just out of curiosity, let's skip ahead to the 4-minute mark and see if it's still going.
Most powerful, greatest, whatever.
It is.
And call a major strike on Amazon. I mean, just stop using them. That's all. That was what I was going to say. It wasn't really a question. I guess I could have framed it in a question and said, what do you think about...
Wow. Okay, 5-minute voicemail. That is unusual. We don't get too much of that. Let's see. A couple of others. I always wonder, what is on people's minds.
Yeah, hey, David Packman. You think that it's so damn bad living in the United States from what Trump's doing. Maybe you ought to leave your sucker alone.
Well, no. So I want to live in the United States. I want the United States to be better, and then that's why I say what I think would make the country better. This whole idea of leave if you don't like it is pretty idiotic.
Pick up your shit, move your ass to Iran so you can kiss their asses.
Well, I have no interest in living in an Islamic theocracy. If I were to move elsewhere, I would. Iran is not where I would go. This doesn't make any sense.
What do you think of that shit? Get her done, buddy. Bye.
Let's listen to it in total, because this could actually be some kind of extremely nuanced performance art. I want to listen to this once more. Tell me in the chat if you think this is real or if this is trolling.
Yeah, hey, David Packman. You think that it's so damn bad living in the United States from what Trump's doing. Maybe you ought to leave your sucker alone. Pick up your shit, move your ass to Iran so you can kiss their asses. What do you think of that shit? Get her done.
I've got to download that. I'm going to have to, that one is going to have to go on my social media later. We'll call it, I guess, Hillbilly. Okay, I got it. Man, that was a good one. Okay, super chats. Val McClinchy says, please let me know to whom I should write so Children of the Lie, the band happens. I would start with Stephen Destiny Bonnell II and Anthony Destiny Fantano II. Those are the two people right now that we need to get involved. If you have questions or comments for me and you're watching on YouTube, please send me a super chat. If you have a question or comment over on Twitch, feel free to include it with your Twitch Prime subscription. Paul J. Clark just subscribed with Twitch Prime. Hasib Shahid has become a member at joinpacman.com, as has Caleb Weintraub. I like that. We have someone who we have a huge diversity. Weintraub and Shahib. I like that very much. And that gets us to 6 of 15 new members this evening. There's some wacky stuff today in the voicemail. So let's keep going and see what else we can find.
Hey, David. I was just wondering, I've been arguing with a couple of conservatives who are war hungry. And I'd just like to know, I'm sure I'd be missing something, but how might you succinctly let them know that this conflict with Iran, escalating, can only lead to bad things? Please help me on these bullet points.
Okay, well, I think the people you're talking to are probably beyond reach, so I don't know that I would bother, and really don't need to convince them of that. Trump's the one who needs to be convinced, and it seems like for now he is not further escalating. Let's listen to a couple others.
Yes, I was just wondering if you would cover objectively the general that the United States just took out, of his own history of atrocities in Syria and Iran.
Yes, we have. The issue is that doesn't make an unauthorized attack by Donald Trump okay. And I think that's maybe what some folks are missing.
Hello, David. I wanted to tell you about the QRF-1. I don't know if you got the message, but when...
Did he say the Keurig?
They activate an outfit like that in... AP Hill, and they send them. They have to send the replacements from the National Guard, which is under QRF-1. So it's more than just 1,000 troops there. There's another 1,000 from National Guard coming in the various states, going to AP Hill. Thank you.
I don't know what on earth that was about. Does anybody know what that had anything to do with? I want to say thanks to James Montalbano for the super chat, as well as Alexis B. Alexis says, it's obvious she wasn't even a trumpet, just a call center worker. Imagine not being a trumpet and being forced to say that crap for minimum wage. Oh, the person that I called, yeah. Yeah, that was really, really odd. I don't deny that for a second. Let's see a couple of other people. Let's take a listen.
Good morning, David. It's not Tulsi, it's Tulsi.
Oh.
I watch you every day on Free Speech TV, and you and a bunch of other shows, and occasionally she will put a spot on, and she calls herself Tulsi. So please get her name right. Thank you.
Got it. Onaventia says via Super Chat, hey, David, Sam Cedar has been getting a lot of attention from vegans lately. So I was wondering, what are your thoughts on veganism? Also, to my fellow Aussies, please attend the climate protest today. Can somebody tell me what's going on with Sam Cedar and vegans? I'm fine with people who want to be vegan. I have no problem with that whatsoever. I think they should do it. I think it's great. But I'm curious what's been going on with Sam about that. Let's take a listen to a couple other voicemails here.
Hi, David Pacman. This is Dave Barkson. How you doing? I was wondering if you ever heard of the X22 report hosted by a guy named Dave. I was wondering what your opinion of that program was. What do you think of those financial collapse conspiracy programs?
Yeah, this is not actually Dave Berkson. This is a guy named Troy York who calls with different characters. Here he is calling with another character.
Hello, Pacman. I want to say that you lied that Donald Trump does not have the authorization to conduct these airstrikes to kill that Iranian nut. He does have the authorization. You lie, and he didn't.
Okay. Here is the same guy, Troy York, calling in with another one of his characters.
Hi, David Pacman. This is Lincoln Kennedy again. forgot to mention two other newsworthy events.
Okay, what's going on? So this is a different voicemail line, and people are actively calling it, and it pops up because it's a Google Voice number. So I guess I have to get away from that. Okay. Maybe we will take some live calls eventually. Ryan Garcia just signed up at joinpacman.com. Thank you so much, Ryan. Appreciate that. That gets us about halfway there to 7 out of 15. Okay, let's see. There were a couple of other clips that I wanted to show you that I had queued up. Let me just pull them up here. Clips from today. So there was a moment. Oh, actually, this is kind of funny. Somebody clipped, let me see if I can play this. Somebody clipped a moment I missed from the rally of Trump doing some weird evangelical stuff. Let's take a listen.
The evangelicals called some of the greatest pastors, ministers, preachers. And they just called today 5 of the most respected people. And they said things that were incredible. They said there's never been anything like this in the church that they can some of them have been doing it for 30, 40 years. They said we have never seen enthusiasm like we see for this president and for this presidency, all of us, like we have right now.
Really odd. Very, very odd. I got a message. Oh, the other thing I wanted to look at was I got a message from someone saying that there is a glitch in our Best of Trump 2019 video. Let me see if we can watch that together. Trump worst moment. I want to find that video. Let's see here. When was this? Is this the right video? I want to make sure I have it before I show it to you. Nope, this is not it. Let me see how I can find this in a reasonable amount of time. I'm curious. It's hard to imagine. We went over this video with a fine-tooth comb, and if there's something that shouldn't be in this video, I would be curious about it. I've watched it a whole bunch of times. Let me just pull it up. In the meantime, Andy Rue sent me a super chat saying, "Appreciate all your hard work. This super chat is for a comb. Don't read this if it's too cheeky." No, it's fine. Lance Smith, Majority Report published a 22-minute video about the vegan caller. Pretty entertaining. I laughed. Okay, we'll look at that in a second. Let me first find this end of the year Trump video. I want to see what's going on there. In the meantime, thanks to Papa Smoke for subscribing for 2 months with Twitch Prime, as well as Paul J. Clark. Really appreciate that. Let's see here. Gotta find exactly where this video is. We have so many videos, it's hard to find them. December. Where is this video? YouTube. Truth about. Man, it's like I'm searching my own video library and I'm just fumbling. I think it's called like President Donald Trump. Here it is. Okay, let's take a look at this and see. I'm not sure what's wrong with this video. I think the video is fine. But let's take a look.
Now go and take a look at the oranges of the investigation, the beginnings of that investigation. Look at my African American over here. Look at him. I want nothing. That's what I want from Ukraine. That's what I said. I want nothing. I said it twice. God bless you. God bless Israel. God bless the Palestinians. And God bless the United States. Thank you very much. I know words. I have the best words. This is a tough hurricane. One of the wettest we've ever seen from the standpoint of water. I think there's blame on both sides, and I have no doubt about it. But you also had people that were very fine people on both sides.
If Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her. You know?
Oh, it's so weird.
No, it's okay.
This is all good so far.
Quiet, quiet. Go ahead. She's asking a question. Don't be rude. Don't be rude.
Sounds like Jim Acosta.
Don't be rude. No, I'm not going to give you a question. I'm not going to give you a question. You are fake news.
There he is.
I never attacked him on his look, and believe me, there's plenty of subject matter right there.
That's actually good. I love that.
In fact, I'll get that little piece of dandruff off. That little piece. We have to make him perfect. He is perfect.
All peoples. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, not this one. This one is too much. There's a key moment here. I'm going to try to pause. Right there. This is the moment. This is the key moment of this entire thing.
But what we want to do is to replenish the Social Security Trust Fund.
Either way. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything. Whatever you want. Grab them by the pussy.
People are flushing toilets 10 times, 15 times, as opposed to once.
China has total respect for Donald Trump and for Donald Trump's very, very large brain. And he referred to my hands. If they're small, something else must be small. I guarantee you there's no problem. I guarantee it. I don't know what I said. I don't remember. He's going like, I don't remember. Maybe that's what I said. We will have no choice but to totally destroy North Korea. Rocket Man is on a suicide mission for himself.
This video seems great. This just seems perfect. Producer Pat did a great job. Two people who wrote and said there's a problem with this video. I'm not seeing any problem. The problem is 227 people disliked it when it should be 100% likes.
North Korea best not make any more threats to the United States. They will be met with fire and fury like the world has never seen. Getting a good picture, everybody, so we look nice and handsome and thin.
Beautiful.
Perfect.
Oh dear.
But we have some bad hombres here, and we're going to get them out.
Oh, is this the toilet paper one? No, this is just the hair flopped one. Oh, there's the toilet paper. That's the toilet paper. I think that this video is, to say it the way Donald Trump described his phone call with Ukraine, I think this is a perfect video. I think this is a perfect video. Someone comes out and grabs that. Excellent. Absolutely excellent, excellent video. $300 super chat over on YouTube from Anthony Lozago. Thank you very much. Anthony Lozago with a $300 super chat says, I suspect Trump will win if we don't go Yang 2020. I suspect Democrats will simply miss every opportunity to move forward. We really need a universally neutral candidate that just wants to fix problems and is not indebted to lobbyists or corporations. Yang 2020, look it up, people. Listen, I've not seen the data that backs that up. I've not seen the data that says only Andrew Yang can win. Oh, people want a link to this video. Yeah, I'll put it in the chat on both YouTube and Twitch. Spread that one around, folks. It's a doozy. Okay. Let's do the Sam Cedar vegan caller video because a lot of people are talking about that. 22 minutes from 3 days ago. I don't know if I can do this, but let's listen to a little bit of it. So let me mention, I'm seeing people saying, before we do this, there are people saying the coupon code is not working. The coupon code is working so strongly that I can't even tell you. We're at 7 of 15 new members. If we get to 15, I'll open up the phone lines. The coupon code 2020 now works. It works on every single one of these memberships, okay? You hit the sign up button. 2020 now. Boom, $6 becomes $2.02. It's a beautiful thing. If you do yearly, I recommend yearly. Same thing. Coupon code 2020 now saves you 67%, drops it to 2020. Okay, so the last person was Ryan Garcia. Let's look at a little bit of this, Sam. I'm not going to do the whole thing. I know a lot of people in the audience aren't interested in veganism stuff. But since it was brought up by a couple of people, let's just see what the discussion is. And we'll do it like on slightly faster speed.
Let's see. Wow, we got a lot of people on the phones here. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Let's take this one. Calling from a 289 area code. Who's this? Where are you calling from?
Hey, is that me that you got there?
I think it is. Are you?
Oh, fantastic.
All right.
I am me. I'm pretty sure. I think so. It's a tautology, right? How are you doing, Sam?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm actually calling from Canada, from Guelph. What I wanted to ask you about was actually animal ethics. I've debated a good few people on this, like your good friend Stefan Molyneux, and some other people on more like your side, Destiny, Bosch, people like that. I wanted to ask about your stance for a minute, if that's okay.
By the way, I have no clue what Sam's going to say, but when I see Sam in Vegas twice a year, he is the guy with absolutely no dietary restrictions ever. Like Sam will try anything you put in front of him.
Sure.
Cool. So obviously, if we were to replace the animals that are being farmed right now with humans, you'd deem that situation to be morally unacceptable, right?
If human beings were being raised for food?
Yeah, if we just replace all the animals currently being farmed with humans.
Right. Yes, I think I would find that unacceptable.
Okay. Now, if we are doing it with animals, though, you take it to be acceptable?
I think that's where our society's at. I mean, I personally try and avoid factory farmed animals, but and I see it as problematic. I don't see it as a top priority in terms of like at least what I want to do professionally in terms of politics.
I could ask it like this: do you think that it's morally acceptable to buy those products?
Do I think it's morally acceptable? I mean, I don't know. I mean, for me personally, I don't do it.
Mm-hmm. Wait, but you're not vegan. You do buy the products, right?
Well, when I eat meat, I try and do non-factory farmed meat.
Okay, but you still buy the meat, correct?
Oh yeah, I am not vegan.
Right. Okay. So, but the point here would be, if it's animals, you wouldn't say it's okay to buy, 90, or if it's humans, you wouldn't say it's okay to buy, mostly free-range human, just a tiny bit of factory.
Absolutely right. That's correct. I do not believe that we should. I have less of a problem with eating animals than I do with humans.
Okay, so this is where I'm going with it, right? If in the animal context it's okay to, buy the family farmed animals and occasionally the factory farmed animals, but in the human context, neither are okay.
Right.
I'm wondering, what is it? Pardon me?
Right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm just wondering, what is it that's true of the animals that, if true of the humans, would cause you to say that that is acceptable?
Well, the humans have human DNA, right, and the animals don't. I think.
So that's the gotcha question.
I mean, I think for me, honestly, it's watching animals kill each other in the wild, and there not being any sort of determination that it's wrong by the animals. I mean, in all honesty, I don't feel, I don't have a sort of like clear, strongly held beliefs in these areas. But I mean, if you're asking in passing, I would say the thing that I think allows me to not prioritize it, although I think that there's certainly a decent argument to prioritize it. I think the thing for me is watching animals in the wild kill each other, and them not appearing to organize around it and determine that it's wrong.
Okay, so you would say that the thing that makes the moral difference, that makes it such that you'd say in the human context,
you're using moral difference. I don't know if I think it's moral or immoral. I'm not really thinking about it in those terms. But
in the human case, sorry to cut you off. In the human case, you say it's immoral, though, right?
Well, we've certainly decided as a society that killing is wrong.
I'm not asking society. I'm asking you.
Okay. Well, I live in society, and I live in a society where we've decided that it's wrong. And I don't know if I didn't live in a society and I was, living on the land and, let me put it this way. If we have some type of, nuclear event, or we're living in some type of, so-called post-apocalyptic world, I don't know that I would think it would be wrong to kill humans.
Right. But what I asked was what makes the moral difference between the two situations.
And I'm telling you, I'm sorry. I just don't, I don't think about it in terms of morality. I'm giving you the most honest answer I can.
You think don't you say it's morally wrong in the human context? That sounds like thinking in terms of morality. If you say you don't think it's morally wrong to, just Holocaust people, then okay, but I take it that's not your view.
Well, look, you want me to keep saying moral because that's what's helpful for your argument, and I don't know if you want.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you. Sorry, you just cut out.
You want me to keep saying moral because that's the way that you look at it. I'm telling you that.
Do you look at it? If it's something other than moral, then we can talk about that. Do you not look at killing humans as a moral issue? The Holocaust of humans for food, that wouldn't be a moral issue on your view?
I just think that it's. I mean, I don't know that it's like. I don't know.
Well, it's a straightforward question, not to be rude.
The weird thing about continuing to talk about humans eating humans is like that's cannibalism. That's a different issue altogether, isn't it? Like I'm having a hard time following this.
Is that a moral issue or not?
What is morality? Explain that to me. What's your vision of morality?
I'm a subjectivist. I mean, I just take morality to be about our preferences.
Okay, it is against my preference. It is against my preference. Let me put it this way. I'm going to use your term. It is against my preference that we kill human beings because, and I'll tell you why. Because I think it's the only way for humans to survive is to not kill each other. And I think it is, at the very least, it is the start of being nicer to everything if we don't kill human beings because we relate to human beings the most. So
if we want
that's
to
my preference.
Replace the word,
as to why it is not to my a high priority of my preference. It would be my preference.
Well, that's not quite what I'm asking.
Well, no. Listen, I know what you're asking, and I'm telling you that my answer does not fit into the narrow confines of what you want. I'm giving you my honest answer. You asked me why it's not as important to me that animals, that people eat animals.
I didn't say not as important. That's not what I asked.
You said moral. You just described moral as preference. Now I'm telling you. Go ahead.
I can't tell who's more triggered.
What's going on? Hold on. Your phone is breaking up. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, I asked you what's true of the one that, if true of the other, would cause you to have the same evaluation.
I've told you.
Just to clear up the morality thing. Do you
is
not
it human
use the language
DNA?
of morality at all? Because in my view, it's like if you're not using it in the case of holocausting humans, then I can't see where else you possibly use it. Right? Do you just not use moral language?
I mean,
I'm happy to move to subjectivist kind of preference language. That's fine. That's actually the language
I tend not to use moral language. That is correct. At least in the context of this show.
Not to do sure. So not to do a big philosophy derail, but like you're some kind of subjectivist, but you think morality
I don't know what that means, so I can't answer that question.
Okay, well, I'll just ask with the word preference, right? So it is in line with your preference for us to support the Holocaust of animals to some degree, family farming with some degree of factory farming. But it is not in line with your preference to support the Holocaust of humans, some amount of factory farming and some amount of family farming of humans. So I'm asking
Correct.
What is it that's true of animals that, if true of humans, would cause you to say that is in line with
them having human DNA?
If human beings went around killing each other without deciding as societies that it's wrong, my ideas would change.
Okay, I understand your answer. Now, the response to that answer would be to say, okay, so if everyone else was just killing each other, do you right now take the view that in that world it would just be ethical to Holocaust people and eat them?
To Holocaust people and
eat them, yes.
If everybody was killing each other?
About?
From your view, don't answer from their view. I'm asking if you would evaluate it to be appropriate so long as others are killing each other.
Maybe. It's a hard hypothetical for me to put myself into right now, but maybe I'm open to it. Let's put it that way.
Well, okay, wait, so just to be clear, your view, and I don't want any equivocation here. I'm not asking if your preference.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm going to equivocate on your hypothetical about everybody going around killing each other.
I wasn't necessarily accusing you of equivocating. I just want to make sure that.
Uh-oh. Oh, dear. Okay. Let's pause there. Do people want me to keep going with this, or have we sort of heard enough of it? Let me know. Meanwhile, I want to thank a few new members. Kevin Chong has just signed up with a brutally huge $240 a year membership. Thanks, Kevin. Very much appreciate it. Nicholas Rivera has signed up. Gilligan Weston is a new member, as is Shannon Wills and Heather Alpert. Thank you so much, Heather. As well as T. Batty. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is 6 more, which gets us to 13 out of 15. Just 2 more. 2 more new members, and we will open up the phone lines. A few people say keep going with this clip. I'll do a couple more minutes. Let me do a couple super chats, though. Breton Weber says, from Canada, lived in Seattle in 2000, just outside of Phoenix from 2007 to 2011. Lots of Trump supporters here, but most of us despise him, and unfortunately, American is laughed at here due to him. Yeah, a lot of Trumpists either deny that we're being laughed at worldwide, or say that they don't care who laughs at us. It's like, okay, well, which one is it? Over on Twitch, Let's see. Fried Sickle subscribes for 5 months with Twitch Prime. Nito DeVito subscribes. CPT Rama subscribes with Prime. I see people saying that there are messages associated with the cheers, but I'm not seeing those. Let me see if I can pull those up. I didn't realize people were sending messages with the cheers. Let me see if I can access that. Where is it? Huh. Oh, here we go. Twitch. All right, I'm pulling those up. I don't want to ignore people. Events. Let's take a look here. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay, let's see. Have I heard of Alan Lichtman? I've interviewed him on the show twice. Is it moral to eat your boogers? I see no moral issue with it. Just say it, David. Cannibalism is not kosher. I don't know the rules of kosher, to be honest. Meat is the new tobacco. Certainly you know how to pronounce cedar. Okay, that's all. Those are all the messages that I'm seeing. All right, let's look back. Let's look at a little more of this.
Well, I'm telling you, I'm going to reserve my right to equivocate because I need to know more details about this post-apocalyptic world that you're talking about, that I'm also able to organize a factory farm when everybody's going around killing each other.
Okay, what do you think the equivocation is that I'm referring to?
I don't know. You're just saying I don't want you to equivocate, and I'm telling you, I can equivocate. You're not my dad.
You're kind of trying to derail with humor, though, because I've got you in a bit of a corner, right?
No, you don't.
So the equivocation that I'm worried about.
There's nothing better than someone saying they're winning the debate.
Right? The equivocation is I'm not asking what your preference inside of the hypothetical would be. I'm asking for you right now, in your perspective, to evaluate the hypothetical. I'll walk you through the reason you gave, right? So we took the two situations, the human and animal holocaust.
Dude, I don't need a hypothetical. I just told you why I have less of an issue with eating animals than I do humans.
Wait. You said the thing that makes the moral difference is whether the
No,
rest
you
of
said the thing that makes the moral difference. You said the thing that makes the moral
sorry,
difference.
Okay, then we can remove the word moral if that's what you're saying.
Right. The thing that makes the difference to me is that I watch animals kill each other.
Right. So what I'm doing is I'm applying that in the human context and asking if you then evaluate it to be ethical. If you say no, it's a contradiction.
Yes, I answered your question. I answered it.
Sam, you have to understand, when you yell, I actually can't hear. It maxes out my phone, please.
Oh, in which case, I'm going to turn up my volume because I'm getting a little frustrated. I'm going to say this quietly, okay?
Sure.
If
go ahead.
we lived in a world where there were no societal norms about killing other human beings and eating them, okay, which I have noticed in the animal kingdom, including like my
cats.
cats.
You cut out. You have what in the animal? Sorry, you cut out. You have what in the animal kingdom?
Doesn't work.
I think he's trying to just get a sound bit that he can isolate and then post somewhere.
Okay. So I just to be clear, it sounds like you're getting fed up with the call, so I don't want to take up all your time if you want to go. But I just want to be clear about what the question is, right? So I was just asking,
what is the question?
True of the animal holocaust that if true of the human holocaust would cause it to be morally justified on your view? You said the factor that would make that difference, right? And morality can just cash out in preferences, that's fine. You said the factor that would make the difference is if the other members of the species are killing each other and not caring about it. Now, I put the reductio to you. Right?
And eating each other.
Let me complete the
and
thought.
eating
Let
each
me
other.
complete the thought. Oh, and eating. Okay, yeah. So if other humans are killing and eating each other and don't care about it, would you actually evaluate it to be ethical to Holocaust people? And your answer to that is yes or no. You can laugh at it all you want, but
I'm going to. Thank you. I appreciate that.
We're almost done, guys. Don't worry.
Can you actually get around the case, though? What's your reply to that? Is it ethical or not?
Is it ethical? I think if society...
Is it in line with your preferences? That's what we're taking ethical to mean.
If society has found it to be non-problematic to go around and kill human beings and eat them, then would I perceive it as problematic that we were doing it in a factory style as opposed to just random killing?
But keep in mind, I'm asking you right now. I'm not asking if hypothetically you and the hypothetical would have determined preferences that are different, right?
This is one of the worst vegan debaters that maybe I've ever seen, but also Sam is just kind of allowing it to keep going. I think we're done. Lance Smith says via Super Chat, should Sam just admit that he's a speciesist? Matt Dillahunty does this when vegans are after him. Oh, let me see. Dillahunty, vegan. I just want to see what that's like. Oh, these are like, oh my God, 2 hours. We're not going to do that. Matt Dillahunty versus Vegan Gains Atheist Experience call. Okay, yeah, this is probably way more than we want to do. But yeah, let's say that we're done for the time being. Okay, welcome to oh wait a second, hold on. No, welcome to no one. We still are 2 members away from opening the phone lines. Let's see, did I miss a Oz is calling in even though the phone lines aren't open. Let's see what he said. Is this my stream in the background? Oh man, I hope Oz isn't off the wagon or on the wagon or whatever. We've had a number of calls with Oz, and sometimes they go okay, and we're worried about Oz. Let me put it that way. Rock Lee says animals can't really communicate across species well. I don't know what that means. I really have no idea what that means whatsoever. Weird. Yeah, I don't know what that's about. That's strange. Okay. Let me pull up the other things I had for you guys today. Let me see here. There was a particular Hannity clip that I wanted to play. I'm just looking for it now. Let me see here. Where was this? Oh, yeah, here's the clip. Okay, this is a clip someone sent me of Sean Hannity suggesting creating poverty in Iran. I haven't watched it, but people have said it's weird.
They have 3 major refineries in Iran, Senator. 3. I would imagine those refineries blew up one day. They got themselves a hell of a domestic problem because that's going to result in major poverty for the people of Iran. And if they want regime change, that's up to them. Maybe we can help them with arms and help them, in some ways, but we're not sending our sons and daughters there. But the question is,
so this was the clip of Hannity, much like Tucker, kind of saying, yeah, we don't want boots on the ground. He doesn't want boots on the ground. Okay, I mean, listen, if whatever keeps us out of a war there is good. Super chat from Khala Sheen, who says, what are your thoughts on your state's legal weed? Do you smoke? I don't smoke anything. I think, putting smoke in your lungs is bad for you, so I don't do it. But, I mean, listen, Massachusetts was the first to legalize gay marriage. It was a complete non-event in terms of, whatever people were worried about. It was great for people who were then able to get married, but it was fine. Pot's been legalized. It's fine. Everything's totally, completely fine. NP says via Super Chat, what is it with these cocky young men always starting these weak debates with no long-term plan? I guess they think if it worked once, it will work again. Let me actually show you something really funny. I have to now find both clips. Pac-Man, Kansas troll. Resurfaces. Let me see here. Nazi phobia. Anti-Semitic, racist Kansas troll. Oh, here it is. Okay. So there's this guy named that I know as the Kansas troll who has actually called Sam Cedar as well. So let me see. Sam Cedar. It's like stupid young man or something like that. Here we go. Okay. So check this out. This is like a multi-layered thing. And in a second we will, let me see here. Steve Arnett has signed up at joinpacman.com, so that does get us to 14 of 15 new members. So if one more person signs up, we'll open the phone lines. Listen to this guy who called into Sam's show in 2017.
All right, last call of the day. Calling from a 785 area code. Who's this?
Yeah, this is John Connor from Los Angeles, California.
What's on your mind, John?
I wanted to make a comment about the charter schools. The reason that charter schools are failures is actually because the same reason why urban public schools are big failures. It's entirely comprised of low IQ, like city-dwelling minorities. It's common knowledge that blacks score lower on standardized testing. Rich blacks actually score on the same level as poor whites. And I know this is triggering.
Okay, so anyway, super racist guy. He's not John Connor from Los Angeles. This is a guy who's been calling me for years and years and years and years. We call this guy the Kansas troll. And he actually got me live on the phone once, and it was so anticlimactic. Take a look at this.
Next caller, of course, 617-830-4750 is the number. We'll go to our next caller from the 785 area code. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from? And what can we do for you today?
Oh, yes, hi. My name is Avi. I'm calling from Kansas City, Missouri.
So this now he says his name is Avi. So this is apparently his Jewish character. Before he was John Connor, an Irish Californian. Now he is Avi from Kansas City, Missouri. Same kid. Okay, here we go.
Hey, is this the Kansas troll?
Now I forgot about this because of 785. I immediately wondered if it was the Kansas troll, and the kid I think just casually says it's not.
No, it's not.
He says it's in Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, yeah. All right.
But of course, that's a lie. It's actually the Kansas troll.
Fair enough. Go ahead.
Okay, so I just wanted to say the waiting music was really horrible. But I was wondering about your coffee. I saw you're selling coffee now in coffee mugs.
We're not selling coffee mugs, but we are selling coffee.
Okay, so what exactly type of blend is this coffee? Because I saw Alex Jones is also selling a coffee. It's called Patriot Blend. And I was wondering how that's going to be different with your coffee.
Our coffee just has nothing to do with Alex Jones's coffee at all.
Will you be coming out with a liberal, progressive, sissy, pansy, super female blend with added fluoride?
This is the Kansas troll. I knew it right. When I saw the number, I knew that it was. I'm fine keeping him on, by the way. No, we're not going to have a sissy fluoride blend.
No? Okay. Well, thanks for taking my call. It was a real honor to talk to you, Pac-Man.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. What a waste of time. That's the Kansas.
So anyway, that was the guy, and it's the same guy that called in and argued with Sam that time, and it's a little bit of a backstory on some of the different trolls. There's also the San Antonio troll, which is a different person altogether. Anyway, thanks for the super chat, which reminded me of this. Sandboxer, thank you for subscribing for 5 months on Twitch Prime. Thanks also to Eastmo87, although I think I thanked Eastmo87 already. Let me say, some super chats. Alberino Gold says, bottom line, eating meat is incredibly damaging to the ecosystem. I appreciate you, David, but talk about Jared Kushner sometime. Okay, well, we talked about Jared before. He's an interesting character. Let's see. Pantman says, did you see Destiny debate Ask Yourself after? I don't know what Ask Yourself is. I don't know what that is. So I definitely didn't see it. Rock Lee says, Sam Cedar's argument about animals as a whole not deciding murder is wrong lazily ignores the fact that different species can't communicate like intraspecies animals. That is very true. Humans are very different than other species, for sure. The vegan from the video is Ask Yourself. Oh, okay. Yeah, I just don't know who any of these people are. Ask Yourself. Oh, Ask Yourself is the caller on the Sam Cedar clip. Oh, I see. Ask Yourself is the vegan who debated me. When did I debate someone named Ask Yourself? I debated someone named Ask Yourself? I have no recollection of that. Can someone tell me when I debated this person? I have no recollection of that. I guess nobody knows. Okay. Weird. I debated him right now. Oh, okay. Very weird. I don't know what the hell people are talking about, but it's very, very strange. All right, so we we dealt with that, and let me see if there's any other Kansas troll thing that comes up. No, I guess let me see one more. Kansas troll Pac-Man. Let me see if any others come up. Look at all these. Kansas troll. Let's look at an old one just so I don't remember it. Oh, here's a 4-year-old video. Kansas troll Unhinged. Let's see.
We have a voicemail number. The number is 219-2-DAVID-P. We have a voicemail today from the Kansas troll, and the Kansas troll, Lewis, is completely unhinged in today's voicemail. The topic is the Charleston, South Carolina, church shooting involving the admitted shooter, Dylan Roof. Here is the Kansas troll, very upset.
You know, I will not even become angry with this voicemail. It's just I have become so overwhelmed with idiocracy from the David Pac-Man show that there's just absolutely no reason for it. I will not allow it to get me to the level of anger. But the fact that you think that this Dylan Storm Roof guy killed black people simply because they were black, that's why he went into the church, you are an absolute moron. He killed black people in that church because he was a mentally unstable individual. But his real reasoning behind it, which actually has some truth, is the fact that black people commit an enormous amount of crime against whites compared to their per capita population. That's something that the David Pakman Show will never discuss. That's something that the liberal media will never discuss. Because, you know, when you say anything bad about blacks, you're a racist. So, you know, David, I understand.
Anyway, this guy very, very obsessed with race. Okay, let me say thanks to Trevor Martindale, who has signed up and is new member number 15. So let's open the phone lines at 617-830-4750. It is getting late, so we'll take a few quick phone calls. I will also keep reading super chats as they come in, and also Twitch messages. But let's take a few calls at 617-830-4750.
Thank you for calling into the David Pakman Show. Please do not use speakerphone. Have your question ready and listen for David to call out your area code.
617-830-4750 is the number. If you want to talk to me, this is the opportunity. We'll take a few calls. It is getting to be past my bedtime, though. It is 4 a.m. here in Poland. Let's see here. Let's go right to our caller from the 212 area code. Who's calling today from 212?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right, I got it's more of a personal dilemma, but first off, let me start out by saying I support Bernie Sanders and the Medicare for All bill, or plan rather, that he's trying to push through and has been trying to push through. My personal dilemma is, and I believe I called about a month ago when we discussed homelessness. Do you remember that?
You know, I don't. I apologize.
No, that's fine. So I am currently homeless. I am on a Suboxone program. Used to deal with substance use issues. And I've been a working class adult my whole life, up until the age of about 27. I'm 28 now. And my issue is I'm on Medicaid right now. And, you know, it's kind of hard making that transition, especially when you're on a medicine that you need for quality of life into the workforce, when that will throw the health insurance you have completely out of whack. And that's my biggest fear. So, you know, it's a tough situation. Got any thoughts on that?
You're saying that right now you're getting the care you need through Medicaid, you're homeless, and that you qualify for Medicaid, but you're concerned that if you get a job, then you will lose Medicaid and possibly lose the care that you currently have?
That's right. And if I get off the medicine that I'm on, it would defeat the purpose of getting a job, because I would be in hospital care for withdrawals and I would lose the job, and that would set me right back to where I was 3 years ago.
So let me ask, I mean, if you were to get a job that doesn't offer health care or whose income is low enough, you would still be able to keep Medicaid. If you get a job that provides health care, then wouldn't you be able to get the care you need through that job?
Well, that's the problem. A lot of you talk about the gig economy a lot, and that's a big issue no matter where you go. And I've had a lot of those jobs, and typically with those jobs, you have to work for 90 days before they would sign you up for their health insurance package.
But correct me if I'm wrong, during that time, wouldn't you be able to keep the Medicaid?
No, your income would offset the Medicaid. So
hold on a second. I want to make sure that I don't say, I don't want to suggest you do anything illegal here, but would Medicaid immediately know that you have a job, if you understand what I'm saying? Typically there's, some period of time before they ask you to reauthorize, qualify.
Yes, I've been in this situation before, and I've lost a job, unfortunately, due to that situation. At least, I'm in New York City right now, so there are 70,000 homeless people, figure out the numbers. What is it? 75-80% have substance use or mental health issues. Yeah. And if they lose their health insurance because they get a job and want to better their life, it just doesn't work out. So we have this enormous problem I suppose this could be a talking point if implemented correctly, but we have this enormous problem where there are people in cities, big cities, rural areas, who are going through problems. They need health insurance to deal with those issues. And if, they want to do the right thing, which is what conservatives tell them they need to do, is pull themselves up by their bootstraps, it completely defeats the purpose of what they're doing. I mean, it'll set them back. So it's a multifaceted issue. I understand healthcare isn't simple, but it's a problem. That's why, I really hope Bernie wins, man. I really do. I just, I can't see so many more years of having to deal with this problem.
I feel for you. I don't have the answer. I wish I did, but a completely different system seems to be what we actually need.
That's correct.
Yeah.
This health insurance is complex. It needs to be simplified, and that would make a lot of people's lives easier. I appreciate you hearing me out, David.
All right, thank you so much. I appreciate the phone call. I hope to hear from you again. People in the chat asking if I want to go do a vegan debate on someone else's channel. No, I'm taking phone calls right now, and then I'm all good. Let's go next to a former Trump supporter, Phil from the 347. Phil, what's going on with you?
Hey, man, is that my official title from now on?
Former Trump is how I have you in the system. Phil, former Trump.
Right. Yeah. Have you been following any of the polling from like aggregate sites like 538 recently on stuff like impeachment support and favorability for Trump?
Yeah. I mean, I've been looking at a bunch of different stuff on 538. I don't have that in front of me, but I'll see if I can find it.
So have you noticed like the recent kind of jump in support for removing and impeaching Trump? Especially
I haven't.
Amongst Republicans?
Do Americans support impeaching Trump? Let me take a look here. You know what? I have it in front of me, and I see 9.8 Republican support, and it's basically the same. It's actually, at one point, it looks like it was 15. So no, I'm not seeing that on 538.
Interesting. I'm seeing a jump from 11.3% to about 14.9 right now.
I'm on projects.538.com/impeachment-polls, and it has Republican support at 9.8%.
Yeah, I'm on the same site.
Interesting.
But yeah, I was going to ask you about that because that seems pretty significant in like recent kind of days. But I guess
I'm just seeing different data. Yeah, I'm just seeing different data, my friend.
It's a little bit weird.
Yeah.
But in case what I'm seeing is actually like maybe you're not updated or something, but what
you know what? Now I'm actually seeing, so I do see, let's see. So I was looking at support for removing Trump. That has not gone up. Support for impeachment has gone up by Republicans, but it's gone up after he was impeached, and they don't support removing him. So I don't know that I would read much into it. I think it's hard. I don't think it's particularly meaningful.
What do you think explains that jump, even though it's not necessarily just for removal?
I think it's trolling. I think it's that the guy's already impeached, so now they're saying, yeah, we support impeachment. I think it's totally meaningless. I mean, I wouldn't read anything into it.
Would you say the same thing for independents?
No, maybe independents, it's more meaningful. I mean, listen, the guy's been impeached. Republicans are not increasing their support for removing him, but support for an impeachment that has already happened has gone up a little bit. It could be cognitive dissonance. It could be trolling. I don't know.
Okay, I was kind of thinking it was more to do with the Iran stuff, but maybe it's really nothing.
Maybe you would think support for removing him would also go up in that case.
Right, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's weird.
That's about it. I thought it was kind of interesting, but yeah, thanks a lot.
All right, Phil, thank you very much. Great to hear from you. Hope to hear from you again. Let me say thanks to Wax Matches for subscribing for 2 months with Twitch Prime. And if you are watching on Twitch, please feel free to revive or start a Twitch Prime subscription. I continue to see people telling me that the vegan caller from Sam Cedar wants to talk to me. I'm all good. I'm just not interested. Let's go to our next caller. Let's go to Eileen from the 845 area code. I think according to this, Eileen, it's been like 10 months since we last heard from you. Is that right?
It's about right.
Wow.
I know. I and I have the freaking. Wasn't expecting you to answer.
Where are you, by the way, Eileen? Are you out at a sporting event? Oh, is that sounds like Trump's voice that you're listening to?
Yeah, I know. Okay, so I'm sorry. This is
A lot
not
going
a
on back
question.
there.
It's a request. Please, David, do an entire show, if you can, about the Trump children.
Which ones?
Especially Ivanka and Jared. Especially Jared. I mean, it's scary, the access that they have. They don't have security clearances.
Yes.
And Jared is in the freaking Middle East.
Mm-hmm. Jared's not one of his kids, but I know what you mean.
Is this really you?
This is David, yeah.
Okay. So just sometime.
Who did you think it was for a second?
Well, I'm watching you live, and you don't seem to be answering me.
Well, there must be some kind of a delay.
It's definitely a delay because now you're okay. Now I see you laughing. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So it was just a request, honey.
Got it. Okay, thank you so much. No, we will continue to. I mean, it's atrocious that they are unelected. They were supposedly not going to be involved, and they're involved. And if it was Chelsea Clinton, Republicans would be going absolutely crazy. I mean, you're completely right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thanks, David.
Eileen, always a pleasure. Always a pleasure, Eileen. Hope to hear from you again. Thank you so much for watching. Let's see who else we can briefly pick up on here. Let's try the 931 area code. Who's calling today from 931?
Hey, David, it's Logan from Tennessee again. How are you, man?
Hey, Logan.
Hey, so real quick, just to touch on what Miss Eileen was just talking about. Nobody has anything to say about what, the Trump kids, but, they're all pounding the table about, Hunter Biden and all that.
Right.
Excuse me. So my question that I was calling about was, so if Trump, God willing, loses the election coming up, what reason or impetus does Iran, or for that matter, any of our, adversaries, have to trust that we'll come to the table in good faith, knowing that in 4 to 8 years later, we've got President, Ted Cruz or whatever, that they have no reason to believe or trust that any deal that we sign or, commit to, knowing that somebody could immediately just back out and,
absolutely
throw a wrench and everything.
I've been pointing this out for some time. Once countries don't have any reason to believe that we will stick to agreements that we get into under one president, if the next president doesn't like it, why would they negotiate with us? Why would they work with us? I mean, they would not. This is exactly the problem, and that is one of the biggest concerns with this policy.
Right, and especially when it goes like much deeper than just Trump. Like Michael Brooks was talking about how we've had Iran under like a stranglehold economically for years.
Mm-hmm.
We finally come to the table, sign the agreement, and then just for it to be torn up and thrown in their face, and then we're at where we are now. Given that, I personally believe that we're very much the aggressors in all this, given that, our history, going back to when we, overthrew their democratically elected government in the 50s and established the Shah, just get our hands in the rule. So I don't see
there's
any
no
reason
question
why
that it's been a long history, but I also think it's, there are people who are pointing to the history to basically absolve Trump of any responsibility or agency in his decision making, which we don't want to allow.
Right. Yeah. Just to be clear, that is not my stance whatsoever.
Yes.
If anything, he's exacerbating that kind of precedence.
No doubt. No doubt about it. Agree with you 100%.
Okay. Appreciate it. Last thing. Are you still drumming? I saw a couple of your previous live feeds where you got the electronic kit behind.
Yes, I'm actively I'm playing drums. I'm not currently in a band, but we're trying to get the Progressive All-Star Band together, the Children of the Lie, and do an original song. So we're still working on that.
I will absolutely pick up your first thing whenever you
Very nice.
I'll be keeping an eye for that.
All right, thank you so much. Great to talk to you. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay, that's going to do it for me. If you're watching over on Twitch, we are going to raid Hassan just for kicks, so I hope you'll join me in raiding Hassan. If you're over on YouTube, this doesn't even exist over on YouTube. So thanks to everybody who joined me. I will stream again. I don't know when, but it'll happen, and I will be presumably doing live coverage of next week's debate live on Twitch. We will see you